everybody, this is Steven with Cannin.com, and we're going to jump into a new stock many of you may not have heard of today. Wuhan Group, the Chinese firm, actually headquartered out of Reno here and listed on the OTC, a nutraceutical biotechnology company. That's quite a mouthful, but let's jump over to the pricing chart and see what they've done. So you can see we're zoomed out just this year in 2020. Let me show you that historically they've been a little higher than they had about November of 2019. They really hit bottom, decided to change strategies a little bit, right around 2-3 cents this entire period. And then May happened, a couple press releases, a couple announcements on restructuring, and they're really getting into cannabinoids and psilocybin. A couple of their brands, especially the Medspresso brand, makes both medicinal and non-medicinal mushroom products, which is pretty unique in the companies that we sort of follow. But you can see what happened then. The pricing took off, jumped up almost 80x gains from 2 up to 40 cents. And it's oscillated a little bit since then with some recent upward movement. We have the MA cross, the moving average cross here. So you can see the short-term average is the green. The longer-term period is the red line. They're pretty much co-located on top of each other throughout this period. And then boom, the short-term period average, it follows. Look how its pricing chart goes up and then lagging, the moving average goes up. That's just the nature of the game with moving averages. There's always a lag. But it clearly is above the longer period red line and stays above during this huge pricing increase. We then get our cross the other way, a sign of weakness, and we give some of that back. We then get our cross the other way, and the lag is pretty clear here as well during this upward movement. So forth, gives it back, and we have on the 16th of November recently we had our cross the other way, and since then they've seen some pretty nice gains of about 10 cents. The Stochastic RSI tells the same story. There's kind of a lot going on here, hard to read, and then boom, we clearly cross our barrier and we stay above. A lot of these are just point breaks, from going from 3080, 3080. And then it's pretty clear. And so if you would have just traded that, you would have gone in ahead of the moving average, right? And stayed in until we crossed back below our threshold. That would have captured about half of that pricing movement. You would have gone about 10x gains from 2x, 3 cents to about 20 cents. And then you can see what happens. It kind of comes down and it's up. There's a little more upward trajectory, a little more pricing structure before the bottom falls out. At this point, the pricing charts kind of stay horizontal, but you can see what happens to the stochastic RSI. It really just bottoms out. Same story here with this little jump, stays above, captures most of that gain. And then if we zoom really far in, you can see right in this jump we have our again breaking our thresholds. But the confusion with the stochastic RSI is there's always these periods where it crosses and not much is happening on the pricing chart. So how can we better see it? The CCI is a better way to visually see some of these things. So you can see the CCI did a little bit of the jumpiness, but really well ahead of this pricing chart movement. It's breaking 100. Positive 100, and it stays above 100 until about June 18th. And look at what those dates correlate to. The entire pricing chart movement is when the CCI is above 100 and the CCI has no lag. It broke on the 19th of May, well ahead of the pricing charts really taking off. Then we have our periods of weakness. We did break minus 100 here. It stays pretty low, stays in our bands, and then again it eclipses on the 9th of September and stays there until the 17th of September. The 9th of September was this big candle of movement. The 17th of September is here, so 37 cents, 26 cents, some nice gains there, and really it's taken off. Look what just happened. The 25th of November, it eclipsed the RSI. The stochastic RSI is already on top of its upper bound. And look at this slope, boom. It's currently at 258, which is pretty powerful signal there. And since then, we've had a couple of periods of strong growth. So pretty interesting what the pricing chart is telling us. It will be pretty interesting what the fundamentals tell us, given Wuhan Group is pretty new to a lot of our members and users. So pay attention to the fundamentals, combine them with the technicals, and definitely pay attention to see what happens here as they put together their drug platform of cannabinoids and psilocybin molecules and get them into clinical trials. So thank you for watching. Thanks for trading. Let us know in the comments what you think of Wuhan.